Dr. Fixer-Mode, I need help. Hello, Billy. What seems to be the problem? Neither side in this election understands the other side's perspective. Well, do you understand? No. Let's hop into our transporter, and I'll show you what's going on. Oh boy! We've arrived. Whoa, where are we? This is Schrodinger's Rally headquarters. I've never heard of it. Here we can meet with the top podcasters from both sides. How does that answer anything? That's what my magical stegosaurus is for. I ring this, and the person has to speak the truth for 5 seconds. Let's meet our first person, the leader of Kamala.org, Kay. Hi, I'm Kay. Kamala, Kamala, Kamala. And over on this side is the leader of Elephanting, Mr. Trumper. I'll give you 5 reasons for Trump right here. First question to Mr. Trumper. What policy will Trump bring about that will make him such a compelling candidate?
Trump's gonna root out all the illegals, stops the trans bathroom going, and make America great again. Trump's the anti-hero archetype, like in professional wrestling. Might I say that?
This magic stegosaurus means you'll have to tell the truth for 5 seconds.
I don't like this.
Wow. Same question to you, Kay. Why Kamala? It's about the opportunity economy, making abortion legal, and not saying anyone's less than. I'm afraid of Trump being the next Hitler. Hey, see, Billy, both of these advocates have deeper rooted motives than what the rhetoric says. So Mr. Trumper thinks Donald Trump is the anti-hero who's going to work against the system. Spot on. Kay is afraid that Trump's going to lead us to fascism. Well stated. Shall we dig down on policy? Sure, Mr. Trumper. What is your take on how Trump will make the economy better?
I was better off 4 years ago. Stuff wasn't so expensive, like gas. I don't have the first clue about how the economy works, or if Trump's policies had anything to do with it.
What about UK? We had to dig out of the pandemic to get our economy back on its feet. I actually have no idea how the economy actually works, or what policies make it better or worse. Wow, Dr. Fixermoon, these people don't know even how the policies are going to work. That's right, Billy. To really understand and vet the hypotheses, which make a better economic policy, require serious understanding of markets, macroeconomic conditions, and a data literacy this country's not quite up to snuff on. How do we fix that? The answer is education. Even I cannot fix this with Magic Stegosaurus. Let's see how they feel about another issue. Kay, you're afraid of Trump leading us to fascism. Why do you believe that? He's calling out illegals like Hitler did with the Jews. Mr. Trumper, why aren't you afraid?
Trump's acting like that anti-hero. Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's against the system. In professional wrestling, you don't worry about a person's shtick. It's playing a role.
Wow, Dr. Fixerman, this is remarkable. They're disagreeing about archetypes and reality. Starting to get more of an answer, Billy. I sure am. Can we ask a few more questions? Certainly. Mr. Trumper, what's your take on climate change?
It's fake news. Who cares if it's getting warmer? I like sunshine. I'm hoping what my powder tells me is right, so I have no idea if this global warming is real or not.
Same question to you, Kay. Climate change is an existential threat to humanity, but I don't know how the science works.
See?
Climate denier? Let me rein this in. You are both unsure about the science behind climate change. You're both listening to your respective talking heads about the issue. One of the main problems is you've lost trust in your institutions. These institutions used to be a reality-first bastions for the truth.
Yeah, the mainstream media is the devil. Fox News, Newsmax, play to my fears and exacerbate my rhetoric to demonize the other side.
And Kay? MSNBC certainly skews left and demonizes the right too. Wow, Dr. Fixermode, isn't there a way to evaluate in a good way? Ideally, like I said before, Billy, if we had an educated populace with data literacy as an ally and understood how falsification of hypotheses worked, we'd have a good shot at making better decisions. Well, I'd still like to know why Mr. Trumper is voting for Trump and Kay is voting for Kamala.
Trump is part of my personal identity politically. My political self is part and parcel with my party's tribalism. I virtue signal to my tribe. My support for my candidate means I belong within the tribe. As a member of the human species, not belonging to a tribe is tantamount to dying on the savannah.
Whoa, so this affects people at an identity level. Dr. Fixermode, what attributes should we be looking at? Let's ask our famous podcaster, shall we? Mr. Trumper, how do you feel about trans people?
They're trying to turn our boys into girls, give prisoners sex changes, and make our girls compete against boys. Trans people barely make up 0.5% of the population, and this is a policy position that's sensational, more so than one that would affect most Americans. Who said that?
Hey, you're enjoying that, are you? What's your feeling towards Trump voters? I don't want to say. This isn't professional wrestling. Trump's not an anti-hero, he's a villain. Why can't you see that? Interesting. Mr. Trumpa.
He's against the inertia in the government. Kamala's more of that state inertia. He's the anti-hero working against the status quo.
Okay. He's advocating for jumping out of the inertia pan into the fire. Wow, this is like a real impasse here. Now you're understanding, Billy. How do we clear it between them? Why Trump, Mr. Trumpa?
Trump puts America first. The liberal elite paints me as uneducated garbage. They have no respect for me. I believe there's a ton of inertia in our government. Trump isn't going to rest on the status quo. He's going to move that inertia. And Kamala, where's her compassion for the working people? Trump stands for me. He's part of my tribe. Even though I worry he's just out for himself. I like that Trump is putting the libs in their place.
So that's how it is. So why Kamala K? Trump is a vote for chaos. They don't like inertia, but they have no idea where Trump is going to drive the country to. Yes, there's inertia. And yes, we should be honest that the government is inefficient, but we're not going to throw out the expertise embedded in our government. What more, Kamala stands for inclusion. And I want nothing more than to see all the Trump banners removed from my neighborhood. Whoa, this is deep between these two. What's a truly neutral voter supposed to do? I'm glad you asked. There are a number of things that people could do to score these candidates themselves. Such as? Mr. Trumpa, how do you feel about abortion?
Let the states decide. Abortion's wrong. A vote for Trump is a vote for babies, not their killers.
And decay. Women are dying who miscarry because of abortion laws. While I don't feel that gratuitous abortions are what either of us want, is the most important story. It's about saving women's lives. Wow, if you're making a scorecard, abortion is a real issue between the two candidates. Hey, what's your take on trans rights? We need support for everyone. Yes, we need some guardrails for women's sports to make it fair. We haven't been clear enough about that. Mr. Trumpa?
Men competing in women's sports is wrong. Unjust, overstepping by the... As Kay said, we need to allow fair competition. And this issue affects the tiniest portion of Americans.
Wow, sounds like they agree. Let's try another one, Mr. Trumpa. Mr. Trumpa, what do you think about Trump as a Christian?
I'd rather not comment. He's the most unchristian person there is. But I'm part of the Republican Jesus tribe.
And Kay, this isn't about Christianity. Most Americans are part of Christian tribalism, and not playing to them is dangerous pool for my candidate. Whoa, they really get it. Kay, what makes a good boss? Kamala is a great leader. Her only experience is untested. This vice president isn't real experience, and her experience as attorney general may not really be relevant to the job as president. But I don't really know. And you, Mr. Trumpa?
Trump is an experienced billionaire who's failed in most every job he's ever had. He doesn't seem to pay all his workers either. And most people who've worked with him will never work for him again.
Oh, Doctor, fix your mouth. Kamala is an unknown and Trump is a... Honestly, there's only so much a swing voter can know. But yes, those 4 issues a swing voter could evaluate. What do you mean? If you're pro-life, anti-trans, if you're part of the Republican Jesus Christianity tribe, don't care if someone has followership as a boss, then Trump's your man. If you're pro-choice, pro-trans, not part of the Republican Jesus Christian tribe, care about followership as a boss, then Kamala's your choice. Gee, you should almost flip a coin. No, Billy, that is the worst. Huh? It's not 50-50. I have picked 10 cards out of a standard card deck. If I asked you to pick one, what is the chance that it will be black? Well, there are 2 suits, black and red, so 50-50. No, Billy. All the cards I picked are red. The chance any card was black was 0%. Let's try again. I have picked again. What is the probability a card is red from this bunch? Oh man, I don't know. That's exactly right, Billy, you don't know. The choice between 2 things doesn't mean the odds is 50-50 between them. If I were to name this Stegosaurus and ask anyone about economic policy, Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, tariffs, are all things I can assure you most people are in no position to objectively evaluate. But if you look for the 4 issues, you could score them, because at least you know the differences between the 2 candidates and how they differ. Let's head back to the lab. This has been super helpful in understanding both sides. You're welcome, Billy. Oh dang, I forgot to ask about Tucker Carlson. Quiet, you.